I grew up in a city in Western Canada that's right on the edge of the foothills leading into the Rocky Mountains. My neighborhood is on the southeast corner, several miles out from the main city. It had been built for workers of the train repair shop, fertilizer plant, and explosives factory. My dad works making dynamite. A few miles away from our house, there's a train trestle that goes over an irrigation ditch by an old abandoned steel mill we kids ride our bikes out to. There's a spot under the bridge that's like a fort, and we would spend hours there, smoking cigarettes and carrying on. Nearby is a train switching yard, and we delight in hopping trains, then running away when we see anyone. My best friend is Chris, who lives across the street. He's 2 years younger than I am, but we are inseparable. He and two of his brothers, me and my two younger brothers, and another boy who lives 2 doors down, form a little gang. We call ourselves the SSSS Club. Smoke, strip, steal, and swear. I am the leader of the gang. One day, Chris and I catch a pigeon and build a small coop with wood and wire. We want more pigeons and start to search for nests, hoping we can find baby pigeon chicks. One day, Chris, Brent, Chris's younger brother, and I go out to the train trestle to look for nests. Chris even climbs up inside the trestle. I admire him because I am secretly afraid to do that. We are about to leave when a few older boys come across the bridge carrying baby pigeons. I can still remember looking at them, seeing little yellow feathers all over. One of them asks, "You want one?" Of course, I said yes. Another one says, "I'll give you one if you fuck, or give me 50 cents. I start to feel frightened, and I say I will go home and get the money. I leave alone, rushing down the path. Before I can get on my bike, Chris catches up to me. He really wants one of those chicks and convinces me that the boys didn't really mean fuck. "Can you please come back?" he asks. And I do. I don't remember what happens. I remember walking back across the bridge afterwards, and the story I tell myself is, you can still say you are 9, and what just happened was that you had sex with Brent in 5 different positions. Brent is 6 years old. I don't remember the facts. What I remember most is the way I feel, both then and for many years afterwards. Shame. That's the only word I have, but it fails to share the depths of my anguish. The next month, I celebrate my 10th birthday. I beg my mom for a watch as a gift and remember feeling such a joy that she and my grandma have pitched in and bought me a small Timex. I am so proud of that watch that in the class picture taken right after my birthday, I'm proudly showing it off for the camera. Somehow, that watch gives me a feeling of control, as if my psyche needs something, anything, to be in control of. Around this time, I'm playing out on the street one day when an older boy from a block over, Bob Olson, comes up to me. He has Gerald Chapin with him. Gerald is a year younger than me and is in the rodeo, a pretty tough guy. Bob has always tried to get me to fight him to see who is tougher, and I've always said no. I am not afraid. I just have no reason to fight. On this day, Bob comes up to me and says, "If you fight Gerald, I'll give you a pigeon." He knows. Something happens inside of me. I can't explain it. I say yes. We walk over to a vacant lot and I fly into a rage. I don't remember the fight or how it ended, but I know Gerald didn't lay a hand on me. He, however, has 2 black eyes, blood coming from both nostrils, and lips that are swollen to twice their normal size. There is so much power in rage. This isn't the last time I give out black eyes to the opposite sex. I look at Gerald and feel nothing. "Well," I said, "you wanted to fight." It's hard to keep it together as I go through school. I've always been a daydreamer, but now it seems like I just can't stay in my body at all. School is hell. I flunked 9th grade, then quit school when I'm 15, move out of my house when I'm 16, move away from my province when I'm 17, and move away from my country when I am 18. I never tell anyone about the train trestle, but I always feel if everyone knows. I carry this sense of shame, heavy and dark, with me throughout adolescence and into adulthood. On my 21st birthday, I tried to tell someone, but I can't get far, as the pain overwhelms me and all I can do is cry. At 24, I go into therapy, but there too, the pain overwhelms me and I crack jokes to cut off from it. Years later, I came across guided meditation. The therapist I've just found uses it in her practice. To prepare, I do 3 self-guided meditations at home. During these, the incident with the train trestle keeps popping into my head. I look up to the stars and ask, "Why won't this go away?" I actually hear an answer, "Because you're not remembering it right." In that moment, I feel myself come out of denial. I know then that on that day, I had been raped, maybe even getting raped. In session, the therapist takes me deeper. "Follow the roots of that experience," she guides me. "Okay, now you're on the train trestle. What do you see?" I see myself as a 9-year-old little girl walking back across the trestle towards the adult me. I feel very angry at her. "Just listen and see what she says," my therapist encourages me. I open up and I hear 9-year-old me say, "I had no idea what would happen." In that moment, I softened towards myself, and for the first time, I let myself off the hook for what happened. I forgive a 9-year-old girl. The rage, the fearlessness, the need for control, these were my survival mechanisms and served me well until I could release the pain and begin to heal. I'm a fighter, clearly, but the greatest fight has been the one to heal and to forgive myself.